Hi everyone. Today we are going to be doing a class where we stretch the sides of the body and do twists. And again, we're going to start small and build it up so that we can move into those different asanas safely. So let's get to it. We're going to start in a child's pose with our knees about hip distance apart and our feet together, and just press into your hands and allow your body and your torso to sink down. And if you find that your neck is kind of arching down or craning down, then you can take a brick or a book or a pillow underneath your head and just give your neck that support. Otherwise, move your hips back towards your heels and allow your head to rest. And once you're here, try to relax your shoulders and your elbows and start to take some deep breaths in and out. And really allow yourself to breathe in a little bit deeper down into the belly and into the lungs. As you exhale, soften into the shoulders and the neck. Let's take 5 more breaths like that. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice if there are any injuries or places of tension in your body that you feel as you breathe in and breathe out. And when you're ready, you can take 2 more deep breaths in and start to breathe in a little bit deeper. And just notice the sides of your body as you breathe in and out. And on your next inhale, you can press into your feet and gently lift yourself up into a tabletop position. And from here, we're going to cross our ankles over and come back into a seated position at the top of the mat, like so. Then I'd like you to ground down into your sitting bones, press down into your feet, and bring your hands beside you so that your fingertips are touching the floor, and walk them out as far away from you as you can so as to stretch the tops of your triceps. When you're ready, take a big breath in and extend your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down, reach them out to the sides, let your fingertips touch the floor when your exhale ends. Inhaling, extending the arms up. And exhaling, bringing the hands down. Last one, breathe it in. And as you exhale here, I want you to bring your right hand onto your left knee, your left hand behind you, looking over your left shoulder, pressing down into your feet and your sitting bones. And take a big breath into the belly and the chest, press down into those sitting bones of the feet, and on the exhale, press your right hand into your left knee and twist yourself a little bit deeper. Take a big breath into your belly and into your chest. And as you exhale, twist a little deeper. Breathing in, you can lift your arms back to the ceiling or up to the sky. And exhale, twist to the other side. With that right hand, just use it as a bit of a kickstand to keep your spine nice and tall. And as you breathe and inhale into the belly and the chest, think of lifting the chest up almost regally. And as you exhale, press your left hand into that right leg, that right knee, twist a little bit deeper. Last breath in and out. And then inhale back to center, lift both arms up. And from here, bring the left fingertips down onto the floor and extend your right arm over to the left side of the room. On your first breath in, lift your right arm up and relax your right shoulder as you extend out to that left side. If it's okay for your neck, you can look up towards your right bicep. If your neck hurts, then just look down at the floor. And take 2 deep breaths into the right side of your belly and the right side of your chest. Pressing down into that left hand, extending out through the right fingertips. Last big breath in and out. And on your next breath in, just reach your fingertips up. Bring your left hand up and bring your right hand down to lean across to the other side. First breath in, lift your left arm up and relax your left shoulder. Sometimes it comes up into the neck and it feels a little bit crampy, so we're avoiding that. And then we're going to extend out to that right side. Again, looking up towards that left bicep if your neck feels okay. If it doesn't, look down at the floor. And depending on how far you want to go, you can either stay up on your hand or drop your elbow down onto the floor, onto the mat, or the towel, or whatever you're using. And then breathe into the left side of your body. Feel it expand on the inhale, and as you exhale, stretch that left hand across a little further. One more big breath in and out. Good. And then on your next breath in, press down into that bottom hand and lift your arms up on the inhale. Bring your hands down through heart center as you exhale and relax your shoulders and your neck. Good. From here, just to stretch into the thighs and the glutes, we're going to come into a fire log pose. So, how to explain this? What we're going to do is bring our ankles underneath our knees to the best of your ability. See if you can do that. And I guess what I see often in my classes is people come into this pose and their ankles are quite close together. Bring them quite wide as well and underneath the knees as best as you can. That's it. And if one knee is lifted, that's fine. And then I want you to bring your hands beside you, fingertips pointing forward. Press down into the floor. And as you breathe in, press down into your sitting bones as well. Breathe into your belly and your chest and lift your chest up. And as you exhale, press down into the hands, tilt your body forward and let your tilt be led by your chest. And then slowly fold yourself down. Now, once you feel the stretch in the sides of your thighs or in your glutes, I want you to hold there and simply round yourself down onto your legs. And take 2 breaths in and out here. Breathe into the stretch. And exhale to soften. Man, it feels so tight. Last one. Breathing in and exhaling to soften. And then press down into your feet and slowly roll your spine up, nice and slow. And just have a look at your legs. Notice which leg is in front of the other and switch them over. And again, bring your ankles underneath your knees. You can even bring your heels underneath your knees. And I think it's important to remember and just to recall that each side of our body is different. So just treat this side as an individual side rather than the opposite. So not trying to come as far down as the opposite or trying to match it. When you're ready, bring your hands beside you, fingertips pointing forward. And again, just take a big breath into the belly and the chest. Lift your chest up. And as you exhale, tilt your body forward. And once you start to feel that stretch in the ankle, in the hips or in the thighs, you can round your back down towards your legs. And take 2 breaths in and out. Relax your neck and your shoulders. And breathe into the stretch. This is one of those stretches we don't really get to feel so often, which I think is why it's so good to do. Good, and then slowly press down into your feet. Take 1 more big breath in and out. And after your exhale, breathe it in, press down into the floor and lift yourself up nice and slow. Good, and then cross your ankles over and come down onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and extend your right leg back behind you. And just move the heel forwards and backwards on the floor. Bring your foot onto the floor, move the heel forwards and backwards. And we're just stretching out the hamstring. In the last video, me doing anything on the floor with my feet was quite noisy. So we'll see if it cuts out this time. Good. And from here, start to press down into your right hand, your left knee and your left foot, And when you're ready, you can lift your right leg up, and I want you to bend your right knee to bring your leg into a 90-degree angle. Now, when we come into this pose, sometimes what will happen is our back arches down. To counter this, see if you can engage your core muscles, engage your belly muscles to kind of flatten out your back a little bit. Then extend your left arm out in front of you, palm facing up. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together and engage your core muscles. That's it. Inhale to extend. Bring that leg into that 90-degree angle. And exhale, elbow, knee together. Engage the core muscles. And last one, breathe it in. And exhale, elbow, knee together. Engage the core muscles. Good, and then extend your limbs in opposite directions and just hold here for 3. Keep breathing. For 2. And on 1, take a big breath in and exhale to bring everything down onto the floor. Extend your left leg out and move the heel forwards and backwards. And start to press down into your left hand and into your right knee and your right foot. And then come up onto the tips of your right fingers. That's it. And then lift your left leg up and bend the knee. And again, to counter that arch and also to protect the lower back, engage your belly muscles a little bit. Now, if you find yourself wobbling a little bit or losing your balance, start to press down into that right foot a little more and press down to that left hand a little more. See if this helps. Then extend your right arm out in front of you, palm facing up, breathing in. Exhale, elbow, knee together, engage your core. Inhale, extend. And exhale, engage. And inhale, extend. And exhale, engage. Good, and then reach the limbs in opposite directions, palm facing up. Holding here for 3. For 2, pressing down to the floor, and on 1, take a big breath in. Exhale, bring everything down. Good. Turn the fingers to point back towards the knees. And as you exhale, just bounce your hips back towards your heels to stretch your forearms out. Keep breathing. And just recollect your breath. Nice. From here, turn your fingers to point forward. If you need to shake them out, if your wrists feel a little sore, you can. Point your fingers forward, and what we're going to do here is move our shoulders beyond our wrists, keep our elbows close as we lower ourselves down onto the floor. Nice. Press your feet down into the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, and as you breathe in, just lift your chest up a little bit, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and engage your core. And exhale, lower down. For the next 2 breaths, we're going to lift up again, but we're going to take our hands with us. So when you're ready, press your feet down. Inhale, lift yourself up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and engage your core. And exhale, lower down. One more like that. Breathing in, press down into the feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Engage your core. And exhale, lower down. Nice. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up off the floor. Engage the core and straighten your arms. And meet back in a tucked toe child's pose. Good. First breath in. We're going to hover our body forward and nice and low on the mat. So you might want to look forward if you're not to see what this looks like. We're just kind of gliding forward, hovering forward, and then inhaling into sort of like a cow variation as you open your chest up. And as you exhale, I want you to tuck your hips back and bring your tailbone, your hips, back towards your heels. Good, we're doing 2 more like that. So as you inhale, glide your body forward nice and low to the mat. Inhaling up into a cow position, straightening those arms. And exhaling, tucking the hips back and bringing the heels and the hips together. Last one. Breathe it in. Keep your body nice and low. Inhaling. And exhaling.
tucking those hips back, bringing them to the heels. Good. Take a big breath in and out here. And on the exhale, straighten your legs and come back to your downward facing dog. Nice. From here, just bend your knees left to right and check in with your hamstrings. Notice how they're feeling today. Mine are feeling a lot better after the last class, to be honest. But I'm still feeling a little bit of tightness in my right one, actually. I'm just going to be mindful of that. Maybe there's something there for you as well. And when you're ready, I want you to ground down into those heels, press into your hands, press into the fingers and the knuckles, and broaden your shoulders away from your neck. And on your next breath in, lift your heels and your hips up off the floor and reach your hips up to the ceiling. Press into your hands, breathing in. And on the exhale, you're grounding the heels down, stretching your hamstrings. Doing 4 more like that. Breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, grounding down. And breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, grounding down. I think 2 more here. And last one, breathe it in. And exhale to ground. Nice. From here, bend both knees just a little bit. I'm going to tuck my top under. There we go. And I want you to take more of your body weight onto your left hand and lift up onto the fingertips on that right hand. And see if you can slide your right hand back onto your left leg. Doesn't matter where you grab onto. And then you're just going to straighten your left leg and look underneath the left armpit. So it's a bit of a twist and a stretch into the side body. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, maybe you straighten both legs. And take 1 more big breath in. And as you exhale, release your right hand, bring it onto the floor, and change sides. So you're bending both knees, bringing your left hand onto your right leg, straightening that right leg and looking underneath your right bicep. Take a big breath in. And exhale, maybe you straighten both legs. 1 more big breath in. And on the exhale, release, bring both hands out in front of you, downward facing dog. From here, just bend those knees left to right, and when you're ready, walk your feet forward to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Hands onto the thighs or the shins, halfway lift, breathing in. And exhale, bend your knees, fold yourself all the way down. Good, 2 more like that, just to lengthen that spine out. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And exhale, bend the knees, fold yourself down. This last one, really breathe into the belly and the chest, halfway lift. And exhale, fold your way down. Bring the hands onto the hips, and as you breathe in, let your chest guide you up to a standing position. And then reach your arms up to the ceiling. And exhale your hands through heart center. Good, let's take another big breath in, reach the arms up. And exhale your hands through heart center. Last one, breathe it in, reach your arms up. And exhale your hands through heart center. Good, ground down into your feet and engage your thigh muscles. And from here, we're simply going to inhale, lift our arms up. And then I want you to bring your right hand onto your right thigh. And as you breathe in, extend your left arm up as high as you can. My hand's probably blocked from view here, but I'm reaching up as high as I can. And on the exhale, keep those thighs engaged and just slide your right hand down your right thigh. Lean over to the right side of the room with that left hand. As you breathe in, reach that left arm up and away from you. And as you breathe out, slide that right hand down. Good, hold here. On that breath in, extend through that left arm. And on your breath out, just press your right hand into your right thigh. Engage those thighs. Take 1 more big breath into the left side of the body. And exhale here.
Good. As you breathe in, lift both arms up. And as you breathe out, bring your left hand onto your left thigh. First breath in, extending that right arm up. As you breathe out, you're extending that right hand over to the left side of the room and sliding your left hand down your left thigh. So we're just coming into tilts here. Lateral stretches. Engage your thigh muscles. Breathing in, extend out through the right fingertips. And as you breathe out, slide your hand down a little further. Now breathing into the right side of the body, 2 breaths in, and with each inhale, you're extending out through that top hand. Keep those thighs nice and strong. Last one, breathe it in. And breathe it out. Good. Lift both arms up on that first breath in. And exhale your hands down through heart center. Relax your shoulders. Good. On your next breath in, still standing at the top of our mat. So we're going to inhale, lift our arms up. And as you exhale, I want you to bring yourself into a sword pose. It's kind of like a pistol grip at the top of your mat. Take a big breath into your back. And as you exhale, tuck your chin down and start to pull your hands away from one another, still holding the grip. Breathing into the back, one more big breath in and out. Feeling the stretch between your shoulder blades. Good. And on your next breath in, engage your thigh muscles once again. And I want you to slide that left hand back as though you're pulling back a bowstring. So you're going to reach that left hand back, slide it along your right arm, and reach it back behind you to open up your chest to the left side of the room. That's it. Keep extending the hands in both directions, and if you'd like, you can turn the palms to face up. That'll relax your shoulders away from your neck. And at the same time, I want you to engage your thigh muscles and move your left hip forward. So keep reaching and left hip forward and just breathe. You can look back to that left hand if you'd like, if it's okay for your neck. If not, just look out to the left. And take one more big breath in and out into the chest and the belly. Reach and extend, engage the thighs, move that left hip forward. And on your next breath in, swing that back hand behind you and lift it up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring your hands back in front of you into sword pose. Next breath in, we're just sliding that right hand back, pulling that bowstring back as you breathe in, opening up to the right side of the room, breathing in, maybe turning those palms up. And as you exhale, engage the thighs, move the right hip forward. Keep reaching back and forward with those arms. 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling, extending. And exhaling, right hip forward. Good. Inhale, drop the back arm, the right arm back behind you and sweep it up to the ceiling, turning to the top of the mat. And as you exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Bend those knees as you do so. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhaling, folding down. Plant your hands onto the floor. Step back into a plank and hold here for 3 breaths. Reach out through your fingertips. Press down into your knuckles. Just hold. You might like to engage your thighs and press your heels back behind you. That's it. We're almost there. And last one. Breathe it in. And then your choice how you lower down. You can use your knees if you want to. I'm going to do so because my wrists feel a little sore. So move your shoulders beyond your wrists and come all the way down onto the floor. Taking our hands up with us as we breathe into our mini cobra. So again, pressing the feet down, lifting the chest up, squeezing the shoulders together. And as you exhale, roll yourself down onto the mat. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up off the floor and engage your belly muscles, your core, as you straighten your arms, and then meet back in a child's pose and straighten your legs to come back into your downward facing dog. Good. First breath in, we're lifting the hips and the heels up again. Exhaling, grounding those heels down. Keep that right heel grounded. Lift your left leg up and press the heel back behind you. Nice straight leg. Engage your left thigh and then bend your left knee and lift that left knee up as you bring your left heel out to the right side of your body. Good. Our left shoulder likes to lift here. So can you just drop it down a little bit? That's it. Take a big breath in. Find the stretch from that pinky finger in the left hand to the left knee. And as you exhale, step the foot forward
to the top of the mat. Come up onto your fingertips, or if you've got some bricks, you can bring them underneath your hands. And I just want you to check how you feel here. Breathing in deep and exhaling, pressing that right heel back behind you, grounding down into that left foot. 2 more breaths. And maybe sinking the hips a little bit if you need that in those hip flexors right now. And last one, breathe it in and breathe it out. Good. Focus on that front foot and press down into the floor. And if you can, keep your awareness on the space underneath that front foot as you lift your arms up into a high crescent lunge. And then bend both knees just to ground the hips down. 1 more big breath in and out here. Engage your thigh muscles. And then reach up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your hands into that sword pose position. And on your next breath in, you can slide your left arm back. And we're opening up just as we did before. That's it. Moving your left hip forward, breathing in. And as you exhale, reach back behind you. And then inhale, sweep both arms up. As you exhale, ground that right heel down. Bring your left elbow onto your left knee and reach your right arm over. Good. Inhale back into a warrior 2. Keep your front knee bent. As you exhale, relax your shoulders, right hand onto the back thigh. Reach your left arm behind you. And then inhale, windmill your hands to the top of the mat. Step back into your plank and lower yourself down. Your choice how you do so. Let's inhale into those cobras. Lift your hands up or keep them planted on the floor as you'd like. Press down into your feet. Squeeze your shoulders together, engage your core. And then exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. Straighten your arms as you breathe in. And as you exhale, hips back to the heels and straighten those legs into downward facing dog. First breath in, hips and heels lift up. And exhale, ground them down. Good. Keep the left heel grounded. Lift the right leg up. Press the heel back behind you. Engage that right thigh muscle. And then bend your right knee. Move that right foot out to the left side and lift that right knee up a little bit higher to stretch into your right thigh. Good. Keep pressing into your hands. Maybe drop your right shoulder down a little bit. And then take a big breath in. Find the stretch from that right pinky finger to the right knee. And as you exhale, step that foot forward to the top of the mat. Nice. Come up onto your fingertips. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, press that left heel back behind you. Press down into your right foot. And maybe sink your hips. Just like last time, as you breathe here, maybe focus on that space underneath your right foot. Bring your awareness there and just flow with your breath. Last breath in and out. Press that left heel back behind you. Engage your left thigh. And after that exhale, you're going to sweep your arms up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend both knees. That's it. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you breathe out, bring your hands out in front of you. Inhale to open up to the other side. So you're sweeping that right arm back down your left arm and reaching a hand back behind you. Keep reaching the hands in opposite directions. Maybe you look back towards those right fingers. Breathe it in. And exhale to extend. Bend both knees a little more if you'd like. Last breath in and out. And exhale, extend. And then inhale, sweep both arms up. And as you breathe out, bring that right elbow onto that right knee. Drop the back heel to the floor, lift the left arm up, and reach it back out in to your right side out in front of you. And then from here, inhale into your warrior 2, and bring your left hand onto your thigh, reach your right arm up, and extend it back behind you. That's it. Inhale, windmill your hands to the top of the mat. And step yourself back into a plank, hold for 3 breaths. I promise we're resting soon. We're just building heat on purpose. As you breathe here, try and keep your focus and your strength. Maybe reflect on your affirmation at the start of the class. And breathe in one more time with strength. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Your choice how you get there. Use your knees if you'd like to. And then inhale, press down into your feet. Lift yourself into a cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, engage your core. And exhale, lower yourself down. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up, straighten your arms. Breathing in, and on the exhale, bring those hips back and straighten the legs into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift the hips and the heels up. Exhale, ground them down. And then from here, walk those feet to the top of the mat. As you breathe in, come into your halfway lift. And as you breathe out, bend your knees, fold yourself down. Good, 2 more. Breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe out, bend those knees. Last one. And exhale. Now from here, bring the hands onto the hips. As you breathe in, let your chest lead you up into that standing position. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. And exhale your hands through heart center. Relax your shoulders and your neck. 2 more. We're almost there. Breathing in. And exhale, hands through heart center. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Good, and last one. Inhale, sweep those arms up. And exhale, relax. Now keep your hands at heart center and bring your awareness to the space underneath your feet. And from here, just see how many breaths it takes you to come back to a smooth and rhythmic inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, just keep breathing. If you don't really like to close your eyes, you can open your eyes and just keep your gaze looking down at the floor and kind of blur your vision over. It gives you the best of both worlds, in the sense that your eyes are open, which you like, and you can take that energy that you'd otherwise dedicate to looking around the room to kind of tune inwards, not focusing on anything externally. On your next breath in, inhale in a little bit deeper and let that breath travel all the way down to your feet. And as you exhale, ground down into those feet, notice the space underneath them, and see if you can bring more weight into your heels, leaning backwards. Keep breathing. And then into your toes, leaning forwards. Keep breathing. And then into your right foot. And into your left foot. And keep that stillness and that calmness that you hopefully maintaining by rhythmically breathing, and try and find a space where you're balanced between the feet and between forwards and backwards. And once you've found that space, take a big breath in and out. And then bring more weight into your left foot. And then into your right foot. And keep it in your right foot and bend both knees. And focus on the space underneath your right foot, pressing down into the floor now. And as you breathe in next, I want you to lift yourself up onto the tips of the left toes. As you inhale next, lift your toes up off the floor and bring your left ankle on top of your right knee.
tilt your body forward and hold here. Good. As you inhale, lift up into the chest. And as you exhale, sink your hips back behind you, stretching the glutes out, and then you can bring your hands onto that left leg. One hand onto the foot, one hand onto the knee, lowering your center of gravity, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you can bend that right knee a little more, move your hips back and tilt your torso down. Let's take one more big breath in and out here. And on your next inhale, press down into that right foot, lift yourself up and lift that left leg up with you, and then keep it in that right angle, bring it back behind you and take a hold of the left toes, kicking the left foot into the hands and stretching your thigh. Take a breath in and out. And as you exhale from here, I want you to, with control, send your left leg back behind you nice and slow and bring it down onto the mat. Good. And then you're going to bring that left foot into a 45-degree angle out to that left side. Press into the outer edge of the left foot and turn your left hip to point towards the top of the mat. Take a big breath into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, bend your front knee, activate your left thigh, move your left hip forward. One more big breath in and out here. And exhale. On your next breath in, sweep your arms up, maybe bring your palms together, maybe even that pistol grip. And exhale, bend that right knee, move the left hip forward, press into the edge of that left foot. Keep that stillness with your breath. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, extend your hands out in front of you, coming into an arrow pose. And then bring your hands down onto the floor and swing your body over to that left side, turning the toes to point to the left side of your mat. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, press into the edges of your feet and fold yourself down just so long as you can feel, just so far as you can feel a stretch in your hips and in your groin region. And just breathe. It doesn't matter how low you go. And bring the weight into the toes. And bring the weight back into the heels. And then find a balance between the two. And when you're ready, hands underneath your shoulders, halfway lift as you breathe in. And on the exhale, walk your hands out to the front of your mat. Turn your right toes to point forward. Drop your back knee to the floor and flatten the back foot out on the mat. Take a big breath into your chest and your belly. And as you breathe out, sink your hips down. You can go as low and as deep as you'd like to. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. So if you like a dragon pose, you can do that. And last one, breathe it in. Slowing down a little bit here because we're going deeper. That's it. So I want you to take the time and the care to open these parts of the body gently. On your next breath in, I want you to walk your right foot over towards your left wrist and bring your right knee down to the floor, coming into a pigeon pose prep. Now, if that foot is parallel, like mine, to the top of the mat, that's fine. Or if it's out, down in the hips, that's fine too. Do what feels good for you and don't try and copy anyone. Just do where you put that foot where you feel best and where you feel the stretch is the most good feeling, where it feels the nicest for you. Before you fold yourself down, I want you to lift up onto your hands and tuck the back toes under and then scoot that left knee back behind you and flatten the foot out on the floor. This is to get onto the top of our kneecap rather than directly on it. Nice. When you're ready, take a big breath into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, reach your chest forward and bring yourself down to a comfortable position, either on your elbows or on your belly or further, as you'd like. Breathe in slowly and exhale to sink in a little bit deeper. And your option here is to stay in this position, or you can take your left hand and slide it out over to the right side. Apologies, I'm not facing you. Over to the right side of your mat and come down onto your left shoulder and then bring your right hand on top of your left. That's the deeper version of this pose. Let's stay here for 2 more deep breaths in and out. And for this last breath, send the breath down into the hips or into wherever you feel the stretch. Exhale all of the air out, and on your inhale, lift up onto your hands, breathe it in. And then we're going to use the core just one last little time here. I want you to create active feet with your right foot. Tuck your back toes under and engage your core as you lift yourself up into a plank. And then extend your right leg back into a 3-legged downward facing dog. And then step that right foot to the top of the mat. Breathe in to step that left foot to the top of the mat. Exhale to forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And exhale, bend those knees, bring yourself all the way down. Good. Keep that breath flowing as you lift yourself up to standing. Reach both arms up. And bring your hands through heart center. Good. Close your eyes. Ground down into your feet. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. And just come back to that rhythmic inhale and exhale. And if you'd like, you can open those eyes, but just look down at the floor, put a soft and steady gaze again. Or keep your eyes closed and then bring the weight back into your heels, then into your toes. Lean more into the right foot. Lean more into the left foot. Lean more into the right foot again. And then from here, as you lean into that left foot, really press it down into the floor and feel it get heavy. Become aware of that space underneath the left foot. Keep breathing, but keep your awareness there. On your next breath in, bend both knees. As you exhale, ground down to that left foot a little more. Inhaling, stepping up onto the right tiptoes. Exhaling, lifting that right leg up and bringing the right ankle onto your left knee. Exhaling, sinking down a little deeper. Taking a breath into the belly and the chest, lifting the chest up taller. And exhaling to bring your hands down onto that right knee and onto the left ankle. And just sinking the hips back behind you, stretching into the sides of the legs, stretching into the glutes. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sink the hips back a little bit deeper still. Lower the torso down. And on your next breath in, press down into that left foot and straighten the leg up. Bring that right knee up and out in front of you into that right angle. And then release the leg back behind you, still in that right angle. And take a hold of the right foot. That's it. You're kind of kicking that right foot into the hands and stretching into the thigh. Nice. Take a big breath in and out. And as you exhale, you're going to extend that leg back behind you as far as you can. And then bring it down onto the floor nice and slow. Good. So you kind of have to, I should have told you this before, but here we are. You kind of need to focus on that left foot the whole time. And it's just a practicing concentration that keeps you there. Practicing concentration, practicing yoga, that keeps you there and enables you to move back with that control and to engage the muscles that you need to stay balanced. If you didn't get it today, don't feel like you can't do yoga. It's not a sign of doing yoga, it's all good. Let's just come into the next pose before I start rambling about that. We're going to bring our left foot onto the floor. Right foot is out to the side at 45 degrees, and then you move your right hip forward, and at the same time, and this is what makes it hard but feel good,
engage that right thigh and press into the edge of that right foot. So thigh stays engaged, edge of the foot presses down, right hip forward, hands onto the hips, breathe into the belly and the chest. Exhale, bend that front knee, move the right hip forward. Good. Just hold here, 2 breaths. And you should feel a really nice, strong stretch on the inside of that right hip. So your hip flexor here where you're feeling it. Last one. Good. And then sweep your arms up, take a big breath in. Now you're in a warrior 1. Exhale. Good. And then breathing in, interlacing those fingers. Exhaling, tilting the body forward, the torso forward. Keep pressing into the edge of that back foot. Keep that back thigh strong. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to release the hands down and walk them out to the right side of your mat. Toes pointing forward. Start coming up into your halfway lift. As you exhale, press into the edges of your feet and fold yourself down. And then from here, bring your hands flat onto the floor with your fingertips pointing back behind you. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit, you can. And then walk your hands back as far as you can between your legs. Nice, and then you're just tucking your chin and you're going to take 3 deep breaths into the back and just feel that stretch. And so breathe in as far as feels good for you. Keep those thighs engaged and the edges of the feet pressing down. 2 more breaths. Relax your head and your shoulders. And after that last exhale, inhale up into a halfway lift, walking those hands underneath the shoulders. And as you exhale, you're going to turn yourself to the top of the mat, left toes pointing forward, drop that back knee to the floor, and again take a big breath in, flatten the back toes out as you sink your hips down. And try and keep that left knee above the left ankle, 2 more breaths. So it's just one last little check with your hip flexors here. And last one, breathe it in and breathe it out. Next breath in, walk that left foot towards the right wrist and then drop the left knee down to the left wrist and start by tucking the back toes under, scooting that right knee back behind you and flattening the right foot out on the floor. Inhale to lift yourself up, and as you exhale, reach your chest forward and lower yourself down over that leg, either onto the hands or onto the chest or on the elbows, as you'd like. And again, the variation, the twisting and side stretching variation here is to take that right hand and extend it out to the left side and then bring your left hand on top. And then just breathe. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the thigh, breathe into wherever you feel the stretch. Last one. Good, and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself up. And then again, we're going to tuck those back toes under, engage the core and lift that top leg up off the ground. Keep it up, you just got to engage the belly muscles and then the muscles in that front of the hip. And extend your left leg back behind you, ground your right heel down, breathing in. And as you exhale, step that left foot down to the floor. Inhale to lift your hips and your heels up off the mat. And exhale to drop your knees down to the floor, bring them wide, feet together, and press back into your extended child's pose. Release your forehead to the ground. Relax your shoulders and your arms. And breathe. And as you lie here, breathe in deep into the belly and the chest. And once again, allow the hips to sink down and the shoulders and the neck to soften. Notice how it feels to breathe in deep. Do you feel like you have more space in your body to do so? And notice the sides of the body. How do they feel as you inhale deeply? Do you feel like you've got more space there? More space to move, more space to hold yourself in this position with ease. Inhale, lift up off of your forehead and extend your hands out in front of you as far as you can. Come up onto the fingertips, palms lifted up off the floor. And as you exhale, ground your heels down while keeping your fingers glued to the spot. Good. You should feel a nice stretch into the side body. Just let your forehead relax here. And take a big breath into the sides of the body, the sides of the ribcage, sides of the belly. And as you exhale, relax those hips a little more. And take one more big breath in and out here to stretch one last time into the side body. Sinking the hips down on the exhale. Good. And press into your feet. Lift yourself up into a standing position, into a tabletop position. Cross your ankles over. Come all the way onto your sitting bones. And extend your legs out in front of you. One last little stretch here. Extend your legs out in front of you. One last little stretch here. We're going to take our hands beside us, fingertips pointing forward, coming into a staff pose. I want you to pull those toes back towards you. If your knees are bent, that's okay. And then press down into your hands, breathe into your belly and lift your chest up. And as you exhale, really press into the floor to move your shoulders away from your neck, toes pulling back towards you. Take a big breath in, lift your chest up a little more. And exhale, press down into your hands, keeping that spine nice and tall. Good. Next breath in, bring your feet flat onto the floor, bring your hips forward towards your heels, and lower yourself down onto your back. You've got to move your arms to get there. Nice. Give your knees a little hug into the chest. And as you exhale, release the feet down and slowly extend them out onto the mat for your Shavasana. Bring your hands beside you, palms facing up or down. And take the time to adjust and make any little kind of arrangements you need to get yourself comfortable. Take a big breath into the belly and into the chest. Let the belly and the chest rise up. And on the exhale, cleansing breath out of the mouth, releasing. So cleansing breath is when you exhale out of the mouth with a sigh. That's it. 2 more like that, and the louder the sigh, the better you feel. Breathing in, lifting the belly up, lifting the chest up, expanding into the body, and exhaling with a sigh. And last one. Inhaling into the belly, inhaling into the chest, lifting up, expanding, and exhaling, cleansing breath. Feel yourself melt into the mat and soften. And then come to a rhythmic breath through the nostrils. Breathe down into the belly and into the hips. Let that breath rise up into the shoulders. And feel your body soften and relax and let go as you exhale. Keep the breath flowing in and out. Let's take 5 more breaths in and out. Just to ground ourselves into our bodies and our minds, and to notice the connection between the body and the mind through the breath. Follow the breath in through the nostrils, down into the throat, into the chest and down into the belly. And all the way out again. Notice what it feels like to breathe into the sides of the body. After this class, you should be able to breathe in even just a little bit deeper because you've opened up different muscles in the sides of the belly and the rib cage, giving you just that little bit of extra space. How does that make you feel? How does that make your body feel? How does it make your mind feel? When you're ready, you can start to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to wake your body up. Let that movement grow to your wrists and your ankles. And take a stretch if you'd like to. If you feel good, just smile to yourself. And on your exhale, bring your knees onto your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. And tuck your chin up off the floor and then roll over onto your right side. Use your arm as a pillow if that works for you. Take a breath or two here before coming up to a seated position. And when you're ready, just make yourself comfortable in that seated position. Bring your hands onto your thighs, press down into your feet, breathe into your belly and your chest and lift your chest up tall. Lift your shoulders up into your neck and roll them back behind you and down. Keep that height in the spine as you take one more deep breath in and out. Ground into how you feel, how your body feels, how your mind feels on the exhale. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste.